So why do you think they're giving Bennett the game? Just to get him
to give him confidence. John, you know, when you look back at international rugby and having played over many years, if you didn't have a good game in a Scotland jersey, you wanted to go back and play for your club and get a really confident game under your jersey. And as a result, you then went into the following week in an international thinking, right, I can perform to this ability, to this level.
Okay, well the teams, as you can see, are coming out. That's the Cardiff Blues. They'll be led out by their hooker and captain, Matthew Rees. There he is, experienced campaigner, leading out what will be a tough team to break down. Celesi Mahu, the big tight head prop, that was Rees, and there's the view. And there's the team, Davis Rees, Mahafu, Hoyata, fiery temperament, the second row, Vosawai, the big number 8. And out back, as you said, Evans, Lilo, good destructive player, and Patchell playing at full back because Evans has been preferred at standoff. And Duncan Weir, there he's going to be letting Henry Purgos come out first because Purgos will today get his 100th game for the Glasgow Warriors. That's an extraordinary number. There's big Gordon Reid. And well, we can see Purgos out ahead. So Purgos is where, there he is. And Henry Purgos, Scott, he's a good player, isn't he? Good functional player.
Yeah, very much so. We passed Thursday there for the coverage of the Glasgow game against the Newport Gwent Dragons. Actually, Henry Purgos was commentating with Hugh Dan McLennan on the other side of BBC Alba's coverage, and undoubtedly he is going to make this particular team work, and it's great to see him in unison with Duncan Weir at fly half.
Okay, big game. Nakarawa, Brown at hooker, Nakarawa 8, Weir, Dunbar and Bennett, all eyes on them. Hughes and Johnson, Jones and Murchie. Going to be a cracking game. Glad you're with us. The two benches, well, you're going to at some stage see young Malcolm, son of Walter Malcolm, Favaro, Blair back from his head off. On the other side, Navidi always abrasive at wing forward. Well, you can see the patches of sand. That's the view looking west. And the referee is Dudley Phillips. And he is in charge of producing an open and expansive game. There's Purgos. He'll be a little bit dry mouthed. He'll be nervous because he knows it's his 100th game, and as the crowd is exhorted to make some noise. It's going to be Weir playing with the wind. I suspect they've lost the toss. Playing with the wind, and a good run up from the players. High and long. And it showed you that was just taken by the wind. The Blues have it inside their own 22. Thomas Williams at 9, long kick, and makes touch. Anyway, you can tweet us. Do get your questions in. We'll have a bit of chat on air. Scott Hastings alongside me. Scott, I mean, this is a good Warriors team. Nakarawa moving on, big number 8. And it's going to be fascinating to see what kind of structure they bring. Yeah, again, you know, we talked about the threat of the Cardiff Blues back row, but Rob Harley's in good fine fettle at the moment. Chris Fissaro at the genuine open side flanker, and a great attacking platform here from Peter Murchie. Curse of the commentator. It was a great move, straight off the top, straight out the backs. Murchie just flung it behind Lee Jones, and Lee Jones is saying you should have straightened up. But again, interesting intent, isn't it, from Glasgow Warriors? Putting the ball through the hand as a player, you want to get that confidence, that ball in your hand, and you attack a line and make sure that you hit your angles. But unfortunately, Murchie's pass to Lee Jones, not good enough. Black was the call, dummied forward, dummied middle, straight to out the backs. Both teams running. They must have had a look at the pitch and think, no, this is maybe drier than anyone thought it was. So the Blues then up to the Warriors 10-metre line, taken up by Rees, just makes a metre or two. All the Warriors on their feet. Nakarawa just sneaked offside. That's a great piece of pirating. It's a great piece of pirating. Is that Fissaro? I think it might have been straight on the ball. Chris Fissaro, and there you go, a genuine open side forward. The Scotland internationalists in Glasgow were open side, doing all the damage there. The contact and breakdown, John, in the game of rugby football at the moment, it's so crucial, isn't it? It is. the thing that's changed in rugby over the last years, everybody can defend and everybody can go pirating for the ball. Everyone's got that skill.
Yeah, I was reading a great article actually from the Boroughmuir coach. We'll just watch this. Look at the way Fasaro targets the ball. And of course, the Cardiff Blues player, he got isolated, but very interesting. I was reading a wonderful article by Bruce Aitchison, who's involved with the coach of the Boroughmuir Club, talking about rucking perhaps coming back into the game. And because we're involved in a collision sport now rather than an evasive sport, nothing goes beyond the ball. But it would be very interesting if you brought back rucking into the game.
Fasaro off the back, Purgos shot to the midfield. It's Dunbar. Fasaro breaks by himself, looks up, has the heavy brigade. Ferguson, Reed with him, round the corner. Peterson, oh, beautiful little break. Big Peterson, he's a metre away. That's a lovely piece of work by Purgos, and some Nakarawa goes the short side, and it's just pulled up. What a lovely little late pass.
Yeah, and when you listen to the crowd, John, getting right behind the team, you know, Glasgow Warriors have not been here since December the 12th, and you know, the Glasgow Warriors support, they've had to go down to Kilmarnock, they support their team, but what about this? The recycling off the ball of Rory Hughes, and quickly Purgos goes round the other side and finds on a lovely, lovely angle Greg Peterson of Xander Fagerson, and it's quick ball that creates the space for the big second row to go round the edge.
Lovely ball. Just held it late, and that's Nakarawa thinking, and he goes, and he just ran into one of his own men. He ran into Robert Harley, so it's going to be a scrum, and another one. You want Fagerson to start having a big games, don't you? Because they don't have faith at the moment, do they, to substitute Nell? And you want Scotland needs another tight head prop.
Yeah, Fagerson's done well though when he comes off the bench, but he's got his starting lineup here, and Fagerson, well, he's still a young guy learning his trade, and speaking to Peter right before the game, he likes the shape of the young guy and he's learning his craft all the time.
First scrum of the day, we're expecting the studs to go, but so far it's holding up. Good solid scrum. Taken on by Manoa Vosawai, the big Fijian number 8. Shepherded by Thomas Williams. Again, that's his second clearance kick. It's going to be taken by big Rory Hughes. He's a big strong player. To Murchie, and it opens up in front of him. He's hammered though by a couple of Cardiff Blues players. Purgos, there's that long pass that the Cardiff taken up by Swinson. Lazy defender Vosso. That's way too obvious by some of these Blues players, just lying in the way. And this could be 3 points.
Yeah, Duncan Weir will relish the 3 points again. The intent good from the Glasgow Warriors side. It's going to be interesting, John, that keeping that pressure on, but Purgos' pass was spilt, then I think it was Vosawai who didn't roll away there. He has immediately got to get away from the contact area because he disrupts that ball coming back on that Warriors side.
Manoa Vosawai, good ball carrier in that occasion, though, just delaying the ball. There's the score, 0-0. You can see the screen goes blank just to not distract the kicker, Duncan Weir, on his way across the M8 to play for Edinburgh.
John, I wonder if the Glasgow Warriors, I'm looking at this rugby ball, it must be one they've taken out the practice bag.
You suggesting cutbacks? Duncan Weir, 1 step, 2 steps, it's high, it's very high, and it's straight, and the crowd make all the right noises, so it's going to be 3 points of a lead to the Warriors with the win behind themselves. And Weir, who can be a fantastic player, Duncan Weir, just look how high he kicked that ball, and as you say, not the cleanest or newest rugby ball in the stadium, but good start.
Yeah, maybe I quite like a clean rugby ball to play good, clean attacking rugby.
Patchell goes central to Murchie. Murchie has a good shepherd in front of him, or as it's called, escorting. Weir, oh, he's taken high and late. That was a crazy tackle, and Weir's not happy. And big Gordon Reid as well, just doing a bit of shoving and pushing. Well, that was a really stupid tackle. I think it was by Thomas Williams, the 9, flying up on Weir.
Yeah, I think the touch judge on this side is going to have a word with our referee. Let's listen in.
You have a look at this.
Well, it's that flaying arm, isn't it? It's negligent for a start. It's late as well. It's the type of thing that the referee can nip this one right in the bud by just giving a yellow card. But I think it might just be a stern warning. He might just get away with it. Early days.
The trouble with that kind of challenge is it's a cynical professional challenge, because Weir had put through the little dink of a kick. He was going to chase it.
John, the reason I said that I think the referee may give him a stern warning was that this is the early part of the game. Imagine if that had happened at the end of the game, 5 minutes to go, and Duncan Weir was attacking. That would have been a sin bin offence.
Weir then can get some revenge and just get his team down towards the 22. And it's going to be a line out to the Warriors. Here's this challenge. So there's the scrum half. Williams chases. It's not savage. It's not right round the neck, but he knows he's been stupid.
Yeah, well, Lloyd Linton, who was the assistant referee, was right in there to alert Dudley Phillips to that indiscretion there from the Cardiff Blues scrum half.
No more. That's clever. No more. Cardiff Blues standing off, taken by Harley. Now's the maul. Fazaro at the back, applying the weight. And you can hear the referee's comments. They're very clearly just telling them one stop. And it's good play by the Warriors, taken off the back. Purgos to Jones, who's in off the right wing. Good tackle, good ruck. Brown has Nakarawa outside him, goes by himself. Is he isolated? Purgos in behind. Weir the smash up. Purgos. Swinson over the 22. Forwards going round the corner. Peterson's missed out to Reid, that pod of three players. Fagerson stands off wanting the ball, they miss him out. It's to Brown. Still on the 22, longer pass this time to Weir. Weir has men inside and outside. Swinson offload to Dunbar. Dunbar crashing up. Nakarawa through the middle. Still writhing and slipping like an angry big stick. Purgos all the way out to Jones. And they'll try and take him to touch, but Jones is bundled back. Purgos again, looks up, has Peterson, the big American, turns inside. Good strip by some of the Warriors players. Purgos looks to see to get Weir to Brown. Brown was lined up, he's missed. Fraser Brown like a runaway train. Picked up by Reid. Gordon Reid is over. That's a good try by the Warriors. Direct, blunt, quick. And they produced quick ball for that man to just plough his way over. Structured try. Yeah, very much so. You see the confidence in the Glasgow Warriors play. They understand their support lines are running as well. And Gordon Reid, well, he scored a try against Newport Gwent Dragons that was disallowed. And on this occasion, he got over the line. But it was a tremendous thrust, wasn't it, by Fraser Brown? But Nakarawa was also involved in this move as well. But just patience as they build through the phases, John. Well, it was Weir with the longer pass, and this is the key break. Fraser Brown, he's got four men around him. Ball comes back very quickly, picked up by Reid. Very, very organised, structured game. And the referee picking up Bossawai for a tackle early on. No hands, but all credit to Gordon Reid there. Got across the pitch, picked the ball up, scored the try. And Duncan Weir adding more points. Very much dominant at the moment, the Warriors, not really having to cope with any problems.
Yeah, great start. But it's all about clean ball, isn't it? And when Fraser Brown made his stride, he got over the gain line. But look at this, back it comes. And Reid, well, there's no stopping him from that distance.
I do think one of the trademarks of what Gregor Townsend does is he changes the point of contact very quickly with just a couple of long passes. There'll be a long pass from Purgos, then a long pass from Weir, and the ball can be 30, 40 metres away. Hughes. 10-0 to the Warriors. They'll be looking to win this with a bonus point. Nakarawa. Apologies if you heard some language in the background. Gordon Reid. Reid then sizes up two players. Makes good. Oh, he's stripped to the ball. And here's Williams. Thomas Williams into Nakarawa. There's Matthew Rees with him. Big number 6 is Josh Turnbull. He looks up. He'll have a pod of white jersey teammates. And they're into the Glasgow half. This is the first Cardiff Blues attack. Turnbull just looks over it. Williams into midfield. Nicer pass out to Vossowa. Quick ruck. Williams. Players left and right of him. Big strong centre in Ray Lilo. Rees. Vossowa around the corner again. Big man, he's not that tall, but he's hard to bring down. Williams looks up. It's Rees. Rees has been at the heart of most of the things now, the veteran hooker. Again, good little break. Out to Jared Evans. Evans into midfield, taken by Lilo. He is upended, turned over. It's going to be Murchie. Peter Murchie then has Glasgow possession. Fazaro. Duncan Weir long. This is going to come down. Being chased by Lee Jones, who's flying up this right wing. Patchell runs it into touch. It's going to be a Glasgow Warriors throw in inside the Blues 22.
Yeah, great awareness from Duncan Weir. He knew that Rhys Patchell was out of position there. They found the space, and what a great chase here by Lee Jones on that right wing. If Jones hadn't chased that, Rhys Patchell had plenty of chance just to pick this one up, reset him for the kick, but because Jones put him under pressure, Patchell had to take it out of touch, and now Glasgow have got a great attacking line out here deep in the 22 of Cardiff Blues.
I was just thinking that the game in Italy was won by that last minute Duncan Weir drop goal, and he's a very talented player, having to move across. I do think that when Weir plays well, he can get a team firing. He's as good as anybody. Good maul by the Warriors. Fazaro playing on. That could be no, they're saying that was brought down by themselves. Fazaro bravely takes it on himself, spins through a couple of tackles. Fraser Brown's in there and sealed off by big Robert Harley.
Well, I thought Glasgow were slightly unlucky in that initial drive. It looked as though it was pulled down. Fazaro then stepped again, but Rob Harley went over the top. So opportunity lost for Glasgow.
Again, Fazaro, another internationalist who's, maybe just deemed to be too small nowadays, given the way the back rows are going. But pound for pound, really abrasive player.
Yeah, he is. He got his chance a couple of years ago when Andy Robinson was in touch. And you look at John Hardy, similar sort of height and stature. But I thought they were slightly unlucky there. The Warriors not to get a penalty.
I agree. Looked like James Down to come in. Anyway, line out to the Blues. Rees, always been a good throw. Vossowa, the number 8, has it at the back. It's going to be a Blues maul. Up comes Williams. He wants the ball probably for a box kick on Lee Jones. Here it comes. And yep, the winger's going to hold back. Lee Jones then, not the tallest. Oh, beautifully taken. Jones with that speed. The Sevens man. These players can really step on it. Out to Murchie, Dunbar with a late little pass. This could be a try. Oh, that's fantastic running by Bennett. What a way to come back. Did he drop the ball? Here's the question. Bennett scored the try. Did he drop the ball? He's not sure, is he?
Let's watch it here. Oh, he's lost it.
Oh boy.
For me, it's knocked on. It's going to be a strong 5-metre white ball.
That is a shame, because that's a player who's had his right foot slipped in the AstroTurf. His right foot slipped. Because that's not now that is interesting. That area of the dead ball is actually not grass. It's grass all the way until that far bit, and his right foot slipped.
Well, it just goes to show that nothing's certain in this game, but he should have had that one down. Lee Jones, what a fantastic break for him to set up that opportunity, and Glasgow will be smarting that they've not been able to put that one away.
Crouch. Here we go, 8. Fine. Up. Okay. Two things. Okay. First of all, it's not steady. Okay. And we're too close.
Okay, here's the scrum.
Before I'm getting the call set.
It's going to be a scrum to the Cardiff Blues. I think we might sometime see that little slip because it certainly wasn't. We've just noticed that is not grass. Anyway, there's the front row. Going to be a good battle among these two front rows. The Glasgow front rows, Reid, Brown and Fagerson, up against Davis, Rees and Mafu. Behind Mafu, Hoyata, and down Turnbull, Jenkins, Vosawai, up against Swinson, Peterson, Harley, Fazaro, Nakarawa. And the Warriors doing their best. Fazaro slipped his binding, and this could be a fight for a penalty. It is. Always annoys me when a wing forward slips his binding and there's no longer shoving on the bottom of the prop. Anyway, good to have you with us. Red button coverage of BBC Alaba. Fascinating contest here at Scotstoun. 10-0 to the Warriors.
Well, John, we'll get another look at this missed try by Mark Bennett. Good pass by Hughes to send away the centre for Glasgow, but as he just goes in, as you said, his footing does. I
think his right foot. Watch as he puts it. I think his right foot goes there.
But you know, number one, you get the ball down, John.
True, fall down. Clever lad, Mark Bennett, maths teacher. Williams looks up to the heavy brigade. They take it up. They form the block, as is tradition, so he can kick the box kick. Up to Hughes. Hughes has nobody on him. Stands up well in the tackle. Quickly produced. Look at these wide passes now. And this is almost a kick pass from Patchell overruns it from Weir. The Blues on halfway line. Williams. With it to Thomas Davis, the loose head. Williams to the left winger, Dan Fish. Dan Fish been around a long time. Williams again. To the other prop. It's Salesi Mafu. Nearly up to the Warriors 10-metre line. Harley's got to be careful. Up to Ellis Jenkins. Ellis Jenkins brought down by Fazaro. Vosawai with that crunching run of his into Gordon Reid. Harley tries to, and the Blues not being very adventurous, trying to go this left side to middle to left side to middle. Williams, now will they open it up? Yes, they do. Evans to the big second row. Hoyata, the New Zealand Maori.
No, he didn't have fully.
Taken on just the one little pick and go halfway line. All of it scrappy. Williams, whoa, great break. Lovely through the gap, a kick and chase. It is from the scrum half. Thomas Williams. Back goes Weir. Weir and Williams are united once again. Warriors have it inside their own 22. Taken up by Nakarawa. Keeps those hands free. Offloads. Oh, what a game of rugby we've got here today. Swinson between the two bodies. Taken slightly high. Bennett again. That flashing footwork. Fagerson the prop. Bulldoze up like a runaway buffalo. Bennett, what a game he's having today. Mark Bennett. Come on, lad. All you have to do is put it down this time. Bennett onto the 22. Harley pick and go. Is that Hughes up in the left wing? It is Rory Hughes. Everybody playing in different positions. Pyrgos, the men out here. Oh, just knocked on by Chris Fazaro. And you can see hands of frustration.
Oh, Dunbar and Lee Jones were outside there from Chris Fazaro, but Glasgow are playing such an entertaining brand of rugby. The confidence that's flooding through this team. Nakarawa initially, you got the offload to get that movement. Well, Bennett, well, you just wonder if it had been on a better surface whether he would have got there. Reece Patchell had him covered. The space was always to the left of your picture, but Fazaro put it down.
So far in the game, and a couple of them down in this area, plus an advantage.
And all I needed was just to straighten there.
Hughes on, and now there's a player taking too long to get out of the way, and that's what the penalty's for. We have ourselves a great game. I'm glad you're with us. BBC Alaba Red Button coverage. John Beattie, Scott Hastings here at Scotstoun. Duncan Weir, who's having a blinder, and just guides it between the posts. That's 13-0. It's all one-way traffic, wind behind them. It'll be a tougher ask, as they say, down under second half.
Well, if Bennett had dotted that ball down the conversion, that could have been 20-0, that scoreline, but Cardiff Blues have hardly been in the game. Good break earlier on from Thomas William, but it was the way the ball was recycled from Duncan Weir set up that attack.
And do join us half-time. We'll be having a really interesting chat with Lee Jones, Sevens player, ex-Selkirk boy. I remember him coming, whoa, well taken, coming to play against West for Selkirk as a young lad, flying machine. Oh, that was a bit of a cheap shot. I don't think Nakarawa will like that one too much. Williams waits, looks to his left. Here's a big lineup. Scissors with the big 12. Ray Lilo taken down by Reid. Reid's done a power of work today. Williams to this new 10, Jared Evans. Evans to Vosawai. Vosawai likewise is a hard man to cope with. Looking for the penalty. The three-man hit up. Williams then goes, they do this a lot, don't they? They go one side, middle, then back to that same side. Halfway through, lots of Warriors players doing their best to slow this down. Williams out the back door. Fasaro's there. Fasaro's got his hands on it. Pick up and go buys it. Just Josh Turnbull, the big number 6. Again asking for the penalties. Williams. He's stuck in there. In comes the big loose head prop, Thomas Davis. He ploughs on.
Interesting, the different styles of play, John. You're right, they're looking to go round the blind side, then come open, but it's such slow ball that the Cardiff Blues are generating compared to the fast, quick ball that Glasgow are looking to do, both from on the deck, but also from their passing game as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what Eddie Jones is trying to do to England, speed them up, because when he had the Japanese, everything they did, they practiced was 100%. How fast could they carry out their moves? And everything the Warriors do, they do make it. It is as if they're doing it high speed, high tempo.
They're putting real pace into the game, aren't they? There's a relish to speed up this particular game compared to the Blues, who have been put under an awful lot of pressure in the defensive chores there. Tim Swinson making a nuisance of himself and slowing up that ball.
And there's 5 Cardiff Blues in the ruck, and that was the sealing off there as that man just went over the ball. Anyway, Warriors have a line out on the Blues 10-metre line. Good throw. Nakarawa just can't quite control it. Neither can Pyrgos. Knocked on, so it's going to be a penalty if anybody picks it up. So it's going to be brought back for the first knock on. It's going to be a scrum to the Blues.
Yeah, you were mentioning about Lee Jones coming from a sevens background, John, and the great thing about the sevens is it develops players for the 15s. And had a wee tweet there from Craig Fleming suggesting that Lee Jones would have loved to have been out in Las Vegas. Of course, Scotland through the bowl semi-finals. That's been played this evening, and they managed to beat Samoa in the quarterfinals of the bowl final yesterday.
Second. Let's go, girl. Seconds. Crouch.
Someone's asking us, do we agree that Fazaro stepped up his game with the competition from Favaro?
Hold it.
Probably. You know, you got a competition directly for an open side. That was a Callum on Twitter.
Use it.
Good scrum. Look at Fagerson leading that drive in the front row. Apologies for any bad language.
Yep, Vosawai ploughs up. Williams again looks to set up the big forwards. Turnbull uses his considerable 17-stone weight. Back out to Fish. Dan Fish, the left winger. Williams again. Easily laid on by Thomas Davis. Bit more zip in this from the Blues now, playing better stuff, waiting for Williams. Williams looks out to Evans. Evans it was to Hoiata. And now it's going to be Williams again. Williams misses out Vosawai. Evans with that little look and show. Ooh, was that high from Harley? No, says the referee. Good turnover by the Warriors. Let's see what they can do with this. Harley's going to have to play 9. Gives it out to Fagerson. Fagerson just sets up on that slight outside run. Quick ball to Pyrgos. Pyrgos dancing his way around. Somebody's lovely offload to Harley. Harley does his best to stay up. Reed lends support. Pyrgos looks right, finds Weir. Weir that little kick again, just deciding to make some ground. It bounces delicately into touch. And Fried Fish shows frustration. You missed that, he booted the ball way off the pitch. He's been told to calm down.
Yeah.
Let's watch this.
Great awareness here by Duncan. We're pinpoint position. And as it goes back, Fish chips and goes.
Oh, very good. I was just listening to somebody telling the referee. Did you hear that? The referee's being warned that the Warriors players are impeding the Welsh 9 beyond the ball. Vosawai hit early, hit hard.
Back away! Release!
The call was redhead, so the ball was put straight to Patchell. Did you hear that? There was a big blocking line of forwards, but he got the ball. Great player, Rhys Patchell.
Nickname Harry. Good attacking line out now for Fraser Brown to hit his man.
Talking about the next stoppage, okay?
Glasgow.
Your gap, Black.
Well, want to get more points on the board. It's been a pretty good opening. 27 minutes so far.
Long throw over the top to Peterson.
Tackle, release, Black. Tackle's made, got to release him.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened there, John, actually, just to explain, that Dunbar had his man, but because he got his knee onto the ground, the tackler had to release the player. I thought it was almost a good turnover, but it was nice and clear from Dudley Phillips. Oh, we're just looking at a wee
that
neck
is a
roll
neck
there.
roll for Vosawai. Patchell takes his team, and they rely on Vosawai for much of their smash-up, do the Blues.
Yeah, the Cardiff Blues haven't had much territory deep into that Glasgow 22.
Receiver, take a step. Go back. One stop.
And the Blues set up the ball, being driven back by the Warriors. Shorter ball, Fish on the scissors. Into a posse of black jerseys. Another neck roll there. Turnbull being used extensively as the ball carrier. Somebody's been hurt. Looks as though Fazaro is not getting up too quickly after that tackle. Staggers back. He's got to be careful. Well, Fazaro's got to be careful. And it's the Cardiff Blues at last making some inroads as far as they're concerned. Thumping tackle by Swinson, who then tries to fly over the ball. Nakarawa does, picks, steals it. Looking for a scrum half. Here he is. It's Fraser Brown, the hooker. Reed to Dunbar. I tell you what, Dunbar and Bennett look as though they're up for the cup today. Fraser Brown as well. That some of the games he had in the World Cup were very good. Pyrgos is really attracting players too. Dunbar offload, still not knocked on. Gordon Reed, Bennett thoughts through the dummy.
Hey, release and move.
Pyrgos. Everything the Warriors do is at speed.
Huge amount of space out wide, John, if they can move it, but they've opted to go down that blind side.
Maybe just the one pass too many. Turned over. Lilo then up that right hand side. Picked up by Williams. They have a penalty advantage. They can play. Out the back door. Patchell long to Turnbull. Turnbull to Evans. Evans missed out Fish to hop the eye. Inside to Summerhill. Summerhill to Fish. This is better play by Cardiff Blues. They've kind of caught the Warriors slightly asleep. Williams has a huge long pass to Wake here to 10. Into the middle of the pitch. Taken by Rees. Rees, for an old man carrying the ball well, that's a long 9-10 pass they're using well. Patchell to Vosawai. Vosawai to Lilo. Lilo had a man outside and went by himself. Crunching tackles all over. Picked up by Gordon Reid. A delicate chip ahead by the prop, and I never thought I'd say that in my life.
Ball's out.
Well, enterprising play there by the Cardiff Blues team. First time they really put the tack. Now Chris Fissar, I think, has to come off for a head injury assessment. He was certainly a bit rickety when he got off the ground.
He's gone. Thank you. 7 is even.
Got his head the wrong side. He can't have had a head injury assessment if you think he's had a head knock. It's only if you have no idea what's happened. So he'll be fine. Great player, Chris Fissar, in the hands of a very good medical team here at Scotstoun. And that is the classic case of getting your head on the wrong side.
I don't think he's going to come back on. No. You might have heard Dudley Phillips talking about the fact that he was unconscious, and immediately the switch. Not a bad replacement, is it? Simone Favaro coming off the bench.
Okay.
Yeah, he's exactly the same kind of player as Di Favaro, on the ball and very, very piratical.
Interesting, the balance of the game, John. If you know, Glasgow certainly points better than the scoreboard suggests right there, but if Cardiff Blues can get themselves back into the game, suddenly it's game on, and all that pressure that Glasgow have had has just been spoilt a bit.
Foul play flag.
Foul play flag. Let's have a look. Oh, someone's been taken in the air. Let's listen.
Chris Fissaro is our permanent replacement.
Jumper in the air. Taking out the white. Does he get a number? No, it's the number 2 jumper. Okay, it's just a penalty. Okay, just a second. No, it's going to be a penalty. The decision is that a penalty against your player in the air. Okay.
I think it's Swinson is pinged for taking Cardiff Blues player in the air. We're going to watch this again. Swinson can't touch that. Well, did he? I think he waited till he was down, but he certainly had his arms round him.
It's pretty light, isn't it?
I'm not convinced. Again, and we've got to do it as neutrals because we're not trying to show favouritism to any side. But that looked, as you say, a light tackle. Eight minutes left of what's been an absorbing game here. Blues taken, drive. The maul is deep. The maul has gone to ground. Williams wants it. He wants to hit the big boy so they can smash up. Lilo made ground. Favaro is there. Williams.
5 move.
Peterson's taken out. Again, they go that middle and then they go back. Davis is put back in the tackle. They're very narrow, the Cardiff Blues. Could be looking for a penalty. Not too much width about them unless they realign. They go to the left and they're going to go right again. Rees. Favaro's on top of him. Again, using that short side. They're just being very patient, Scott, aren't they? And it's a penalty.
We'll listen to the referee here, Dudley Phillips.
The message here, referee, there's at least been 3 or 4 occasions where players have gone off their feet and I've not had to penalise them because there's been no black player looking to compete. I've delivered the message, I'm still giving penalties. That habit has got to change.
And the reason that the Cardiff Blues players are having to go in and seal off is because the ball is so play. Glasgow are getting hands on the ball and disrupting that clean possession And really, you've got to applaud Glasgow, because they really come out the traps in this first half hour. They put a huge amount of pressure under this Blues team, and they'll be desperate to finish off this first half with another score.
And they should be more points up, as you say, because of the try. Very low ruck that was on Favaro's leg. This is the infringement. Swinson's there. Swinson is, and it's that second player. Is that Vosawai just lying on the player? That's the issue. Favaro accelerates. Head down. Pyrgos, Rory Hughes. Oh, Hughes just bounced off Turnbull. Quick ball. Nakarawa halfway through. Offloads to Favaro. Favaro is banged over in the tackle. Pyrgos. Bunch of players waiting. Fagerson. Oh, what a game he's had today, this young prop. Dunbar looked to offload inside. I think it went slightly forward, and that'll be that attack just petering out.
Yeah, Glasgow unlucky there. The offload that came in there from Alex Dunbar. Fagerson, though, did so well, didn't he? I thought he should have maybe slipped the ball first of all, but if you're making good yards like that, that's allowing you to set up your attack on the third and fourth phase of play. But Cardiff Blues, you see all that line of white jerseys, they defended well there. Because
I was going to say, a point for them actually. They have defended some of these wider plays.
And Gregor Townsend obviously looking on just in the centre of your picture there. Actually, Gavin Vaughan, who's the strength and conditioning coach. I was speaking to him earlier on, and he was telling me about this Ricoh white screen that they use to analyse all the game, John, and they put a drone up on their pitch and they're able to analyse an awful lot of the player. But Fagerson did well here. Now, what needed to happen here was they needed to set up the ball. I thought Blues had come in from an offside position there. Just a little bit lateral there from the Glasgow team. I would have liked to have seen a straighter line taken by the likes of Duncan Weir to start that next attack phase off. Dunbar then tried to offload. The indiscretion happened, the knock-on happened, and Cardiff Blues will have the put-in.
Here's George Hamilton asking on Twitter, why do we no longer see players binding? Well, there's young Johnny Gray, who's on television, and somebody tips his hat. Why do we no longer see players binding and driving at rucks rather than individual ruckers? I presume because they're trying to clear individual players out. That's what they do now, isn't it? They're supposed to. Well, there's Matthew Rees guiding his team in, Favaro in behind. This time it's Robert Harley, but that's deemed an early shove, so therefore it's going to be a free kick. Just nearly under 5 minutes left till half-time. Great game. Gordon Reid says, no, ref. I was just shoving hard. Pitch is breaking up a bit. You can see where the referee is. That fair bit of turf is being dislodged. So Reece Patchell will, I think, play safe now. He'll just make sure this is into touch. So it's going to be a throw in to the Warriors, because that was just a free kick. We've got Lee Jones coming up at half-time. Good feature on Lee Jones' life in Glasgow now. I think Leone Nakara was calling the line-outs. I think he's looking at the big white strap on his wrist. But I think I saw him looking at it before. He calls it himself. He has beautiful skill. Beautiful skill. Jones off the right wing. Gets into a little pile of bodies. It's a maul. He's got to get it to deck. And that's just the disadvantage of being a little bit lighter and running a little bit higher. And he was caught up.
Wonderful skill here by the Fijian look forward. Look at this one hand back into Pyrgos. Jones hit the angle, but he was caught. And again, another plaudit for the Cardiff Blues. They defended well. And when they go in at half-time, if they look at that scoreboard, they know they're still within the game, especially as they will have the wind in their backs in that second half.
No, you get that try, okay? Don't go early.
3 minutes left till half-time, and Warriors will be, as you say, ruining the fact that they didn't score that second try with Bennett. And things have become a little bit more complicated, haven't they? They were dominant for the first 20.
5, set.
There'll be better weight in behind Ferguson here with Robert Harley.
Feet far enough. Feet under the bodies. Get the
Well, that's good news. Christopher Sarr's okay. He's just got to be very careful.
Come on, hold. Seconds. Come on, wait, hold. Come on, seconds. Seconds. Let's go, set. Crouch. Sing. Sit. Bind. Set. 2, 3, 4.
Warriors trying to get this moving back though. Cardiff Blues are very solid. Use it. Stuck halfway amongst the second row's feet, says Williams. Looks right, finds Evans. Evans looks like has Lilo. Lilo gets through 1 or 2, 3 tackles. Does well, the big centre. Does a squeeze ball. There is a difference in tempo, isn't there? Because the Warriors would try and clear that ruck very quickly, and Cardiff Blues taking their time.
And Thomas Williams at scrum half here, he's just taking his time at the base. He's trying to reset his phases of possession.
Well, Murchie ran from a long way back for that. Fair contest. Was that a knock-on? No, says the referee. Big lineup of players right. Weir looks at, has Fraser Brown. Brown looks at, has Bennett. Bennett skips inside Fish. Oh, he's still off. Picked up quickly. There's half a dozen bodies in white shirts offside. Harley smashes up. Purgos looks up. He's got Weir. Weir can see 2 big forwards. Instead, gives it to the fullback. Nakarawa still going. That extra little spin. There is a very uncomfortable looking Blues player. Lovely little offload by Brown. Purgos. Weir. Inside to Peterson. Ferguson's having the game of his life. Purgos. Weir. Harley halfway through the gap. Quick ruck picked up by Swinson. Purgos. Bennett. Offloads to... Oh, good tackling by Patchell. It's Jones. Jones a metre out. Going to be picked out. Given out to Swinson. Swinson spots a gap and Tim Swinson bashes his way through. What a strong try.
Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying this game at home, because this has been marvellous. This has been a real sort of fill up. The way that Glasgow have attacked the game, the continuity play. Lee Jones back in, and he's been strong, hasn't he, Lee Jones on that right wing. But it's the way that Glasgow have recycled the ball, the subtlety within their game. And Tim Swinson, he's done an awful lot of good. What I would call a good traditional lock forward. He does the basic things well.
He does. You're right. He's my height. He's 6'4". It's not as if he's a 6'7". He's a hard-working second row. And I just have to thank the boys who are bringing us pies and cups of tea here. It's very good.
Well, BBC Alba's coverage has gone up. A pie, a cup of tea at half-time.
We are then with this crucial 2 tries. They'll be wanting a bonus point. It's sometimes easy playing into the wind. Duncan Weir then to take this to 21. The 2 points to 20. So Duncan Weir succeeds. The half-time score is 20-0. Very good start this has been from the Glasgow Warriors. It's going to be that first try from Gordon Reid, and then the second from Tim Swinson. It could have been 3 with Mark Bennett. But let's have a look at what's happened in this first half. There's the big, he's going to be a good big player, isn't he? Alex Dunbar is very strong. And the Cardiff Blues just wander off. They'll be a bit disconsolate, but they might know they've got the win to go to. So it's been quite a game. So this could have been the first try. Fraser Brown with the key break, and right on his shoulder to pick and go, the big prop, Gordon Reid. That was try number 1. This could have been try number 2. Lee Jones firing down, gives it to Bennett, and he just looked as though he caught his studs in the wrong place, because it wasn't grass. And then what was the second try was this one by Tim Swinson. So it's 20 points to 0 to the Glasgow Warriors at half-time. and the pitch has stood up to scrutiny. This is BBC Alaba red button coverage. We have a belter of a game here at Scotstoun. It's the Warriors against the Cardiff Blues, and the score at half-time is 20-0 to the Warriors. They're back on the pitch. There's evidently this is the newest Glasgow Warriors supporter. Headphones, no doubt, listening to our coverage from BBC Alaba. A couple of changes. That's big Macaulay Cook who's on, and I think we're going to see Sam Johnson on. But let's have a look. There's big Greg Peterson, big strong man. And now the Blues have the wind behind them, and they're going to go left to right. Patchell doesn't go too long to Nakarawa. Nakarawa takes it safely into his running.
2 changes at half-time.
Good blocking by Reid.
Number 5, James Down.
Ferguson.
He's replaced by number 19, Macaulay Cook. And also for Glasgow,
Pyrgos back to Weir. Weir nearly charged down. Ball's held up in the wind. Comes back the way. Cleverly taken by Jones. Jones skins Patchell, looks inside. Round that corner goes Weir. Pyrgos, long ball to Reid through his legs. Murchie. Looks like Sam Johnson on the pitch. Peterson runs into a wall of white. Ball comes back quickly, but that's sealing off again. There have been 3 or 4 penalties for sealing off. And so it's going to be a penalty to the Cardiff Blues, and big Robert Harley, who I thought at one stage was going to be the player to be permanently in the number 6 jersey for Scotland, but he's kind of fallen out the reckoning a bit. He's a great one-man wrecking ball and always plays 100%.
Oh yeah, a solid customer without any shadow of doubt. But look at this, look at Harley there with the Nigman. There he goes over the top. It's just lazy. You've got to stay on your feet. He was looking for a target, didn't find one, and he flopped over.
Do you know what that's from? I think modern rucking technique is your head way ahead of your legs, whereas the old-fashioned rucking technique was almost ruck with your legs first. Taken Williams inside Favaro. Duncan Weir tried to get to it, picked up by Macaulay Cook. Vosawai. Williams has impressed me, the little scrum half. Very industrious. Here he is, looks left. Big smash into Favaro. Fish puts it through the deck, and it's watched into touch by Peter Murchie.
Yeah, big carry there by Manoa Vosawai. Simone Favaro tackled him, but interesting, Vosawai hasn't got across the gain line as often as you expect. He's quite influential for the Cardiff Blues. Gives them an absolute target to latch onto. I just wonder if the Cardiff Blues will bring on Josh Navidi, because he's a genuine open side.
Clever. All right, if you watch that, Blues didn't put anybody in there, for there was no maul. The Warriors waited, they realised it, then the man in possession immediately made ground. Fraser Brown. Well, he's saying he was the tackler, so he can be there. Evans. That's a turnover by the Warriors. Burgess looks left. Swinson to Murchie to Hughes. Hughes one-on-one with Patchell, takes the direct route, goes right through him. Pyrgos, he's got Fraser Brown 15 metres to his right. That's the man he's got. Brown thought of offloading. Peterson's in with him. Pyrgos again looks up, he'll have Weir just with that little darting kicking style of his, it'll run towards the touchline. Taken by Patchell, wind behind him. He can afford to be longer. Weir had it, thought of taking it quickly.
Well, I would love to have seen him give it quickly there to Peter Murchie. Hughes, I thought when he went up that left-hand touchline, I thought he had a great opportunity to launch a kick downfield and chase it. It was open prairie beyond the Cardiff Blues halfway line.
Yeah, he kept the ball in hand, didn't he, Rory Hughes? Cleverly came off the touchline so he couldn't be tackled
Yeah, he
into
kept
touch.
the continuity going, but again, Glasgow had an opportunity. Glasgow actually, from the reset there, had an opportunity to go wide, John, but the minute Fraser Brown took that ball into contact, it meant it had to suck in 4 or 5 forwards.
Pyrgos to Weir to Big Robert Harley runs slightly across the pitch. Perfect running angle. Fraser Brown. Brown switches direction, pre-planned because Pyrgos wasn't in the ruck. Pyrgos, clever little kick. And Fish plays safe.
I wonder if that's a deliberate tactic by Glasgow. Duncan Weir, first of all, threading one down, then Pyrgos, the Glasgow skipper, finding great room over the top of Fish. Gets a kindly bounce down there. And now Glasgow Warriors, they want to put pressure on the line-out throw of Matthew Rees.
Going to be a very shortened line out, just the 5 men. Quickly to the front, taken well. Set up the maul. Nobody came into it. So it's a scrum to the Warriors. That's payback, isn't it? Well, you've had 2 of our lineouts, you've put nobody in, we'll put nobody in.
Line out was over, so scrum is here. Thank you.
Just good sensible play, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't put anybody in, there is no maul, you can't maul. All you're doing is setting up truck and trailer if you move the ball to. So for anybody watching, if you try to do that and move the ball to the back of what you think is a maul and there's nobody in the maul from the opposition, because it's not a maul, you're just obstructing a ball carrier.
Let's hurry it up, please. Speed things up a little. Crouch!
Glasgow have been far more aware, John, in that game, in and around that line-out area than the Cardiff Blues there.
Good solid scrum. Nice flick out between his legs from Nakarawa. Taken up by Sam Johnson. Inside to Jones.
Use it!
Favaro missed that to Swinson. Swinson with the big flailing forearm. Cleverly turned over by the Blues. So Cardiff have the ball inside their 22. Williams looks back to Patchell. Patchell is quiet. It's funny seeing Patchell not in that pivotal number 10 role. Hughes to Murchie. Murchie comes back to see Hughes, runs past Nakarawa, gives it to Hughes. He is into Lilo and Vosawai, and that is a possibly no hands tackle.
No. 1 and 4. Time off. The penalty here is for a shoulder charge, okay? And a word of the 2 of you. For the, I'm not finished. A word for the 2 of you because you carry on that here. There's no necessity for it. Be careful.
Well, Jared Hoiata, I've seen a couple of games where he's been sent off, and
He didn't impede you getting the ball, and the opposition came through the middle.
yeah, that's that last tackle. Well spotted by the VT guys. The last tackle, Hoiata coming in.
Let's go, please.
Not an arm in sight.
It's just a cheap shot, John, and unnecessary, but obviously a little bit of bad blood between him and Gordon Reid from an earlier incursion.
2 penalties for foul play now, okay?
Good officiating by Dudley Phillips, though, just nice and clear.
3.
Next one he knows,
8 and
that'll be
10.
a yellow card.
10.
Well, Navidi's on for
Inside.
Vosawai, and Navidi is a very, very, very abrasive back rower. We've got a replacement 8, a replacement prop, and I think a replacement 10. Patchell is now up to the 10 slot. So, Harley, Warriors then, 20 metres out. They can set this up to try to get the penalty. Oh, Hoiata's way around on the wrong side. Just hang. This is the way the Welsh defend mauls.
They're replaced by number 18, Tau Felice.
Johnson, Pyrgos, having a great game as well. They'll try and get him into the maul here.
7 away!
He's got it to ground. Favreau's in at scrum half. Swinson round the corner. Ferguson picks up. Ball to Nakarawa. Nakarawa accelerates. Pyrgos. Short ball to Harley.
Space on the blind side if Glasgow can get quick ball.
Okay, Ferguson bundled back in the tackle, and that could be a turnover. Good turnover by the Blues. Williams.
Stop! No.
Murchie thinks about the quick one, but elects not to do it.
Yeah, and the turnover came from the replacement flanker Josh Navadi. Of course, with Ellis Jenkins still on the paddock, Navadi playing on the blind side, I think. Did so well there. Cardiff Blues relieving that pressure. You really feel if Glasgow can get the next score, they'll run away with the game. And well, Cardiff, they need to play with some territory. They've had so few opportunities.
Simple little mistake, loose line out. It's key when a second row puts the ball down to the scrum half, it goes into the bread basket. I think that one went too much towards Pyrgos' toes.
You're right, it's not much better
Well, we saw that in the Six Nations, didn't we? That in the game Scotland played against Wales, and the ball was put back from Richie Gray, and it caught Greg Laidlaw, normally so secure in that facet of play. The little edges within the game. And Glasgow, well, they just need to tidy up.
10 minutes gone in the second half. No more scoring, 20 points to 0. Just the 2 tries, should have been a third. Mark Bennett, if you've just joined us, dropped the ball over the line after a great break. Blues then. Williams. Patchell with a big long pass out to Dan Fish, who was away from Owen. That's a little tap tackle by Duncan Weir, cleverly trailed him. Williams. Lilo. This is the replacement prop now. Tofao Felice.
Back you go.
Williams. Taken by Jones. They'll try and hold him up and get the maul. They've got a maul.
It's a black ball. It was taken from a catch.
I would have liked to have seen that ball played. It looked as though it was coming back. Swinson had it. Pyrgos had gone digging. Perhaps a couple more seconds may have allowed the possession back into the Warriors' hands. Well, John, it was good last week in Rome, wasn't it, to see and witness a Scotland win, and a lot of confidence from this Glasgow Warriors team as well, which sets us up for a week today for the Scotland-France game.
Yep, next Sunday we'll be there, and I do think that the Scottish rugby team playing very much this Glasgow Warriors style. It's the quick production of ball, the first hit up in the middle of the pitch, round the corner, longer passes from 9. And lots that's good about this current Glasgow Warriors setup. Plenty of action, plenty of fans.
And is it obviously we've been had a lot of chat, John, about the quality of the pitch here. There seems to be a suggestion from Gregor Townsend that they will move to an all artificial surface
I think
next.
the deal's done, isn't it?
Well,
I think the rumour is
has there been an official announcement yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you should.
Well, I heard from somebody here today that there's a deal's been done.
Well, it'll be good.
Okay.
Tweet here from Ben Coward saying that he's enjoying the amount of work that Rory Hughes and Lee Jones, they've certainly as wingers seen plenty of ball, and that's been epitomised by the quality of the play from Glasgow Warriors. Running repairs here for the Glasgow Blues.
Okay,
big long break for an injured player. Yep, I think Scotland against France.
Let's go, fellas.
That's going to be a great game next Sunday. I think we're in for a dryish spell of weather. Should be a really good surface. And the French have been nothing but bludgeon machines, haven't they? They've been pretty disappointing.
They have.
You'd hope they turn up with some rugby.
I think but their game is beginning to come, John. And I think if it clicks, this offloading game that they're trying to play, if it clicks, it could be a worry for Scotland. But Scotland have all the cards, the home advantage, and wouldn't it be great if the Murrayfield crowd could actually witness a win in the Six Nations at home?
Well, you don't often see that in modern rugby. That was nobody healed that, nobody hooked that back. It went in straight, and Cardiff Blues, well, that's disappointing for Glasgow, because that's definitely supremacy in a fundamental aspect of the game. You don't see this much in rugby nowadays, do you? But the ball just held it.
And interesting, just a couple of errors from Glasgow. I've seen them concede that territory. Good scrum for the Cardiff Blues, though. Front row change, Tafahao Felice in that front row. On that blind side, there he is. What a monster of a guy he is, isn't he? Wearing that number 18 shirt.
Rees. Two-handed take.
Let's go to tackle.
Committed them to the maul now.
One stop. Still a maul. Still a maul. You took it down.
Well, the Warriors thought they had a turnover, and the referee saying no, you collapsed them all. So it's going to be a penalty to the Blues. Could they get their first 3 points on the board? No, they're going for 5.
Really interesting there, actually, because I thought the maul had kind of splintered, so it ended up with Tim Swinson challenging for the ball on that far side. So was he still part of the maul? Well, no, he was splintered away. He drove him off the ball. Swinson, however, shouldn't be playing the ball on the deck because he's lying on the deck, so...
Yeah, there are probably 7 or 8 offences, as there will be in every single maul. So, penalty against the Warriors for trying to spin that too early. Free ball for the Cardiff Blues. They have the penalty. Navidi tries to go as hard as he can. Taken down by Fagerson. Longer ball to Lilo. Again, Williams looks up. Patchell into Peterson. It'll still be advantage.
Still playing advantage.
These 2 replacements, Felice and Cook. Picked up by Turnbull. Turnbull posted deep. Williams, Rees to Cook. In with him is Garen Smith.
I can't when the ball's in play. I can't.
What was he? Dan.
When the ball's in play, I can't. It has to be at the back of a ruck.
Fish was desperately looking for the
kick.
penalty.
I'll take the kick.
What are you doing? Shot. Time off. Now, 2 advantages. 1 against 6 for side entry and a maul over here, okay? And 8 offside here, okay? A couple of penalties on the second half. Just come on. Change up. Time off.
Big Nakarawa, who's off at the end of the season, and he's been certainly penalised or had something said against him. Patchell should find this easy meet. Rees Patchell directly between the 2 uprights, and Cardiff coming back into the game, aren't they? Second half.
Yeah, it was a good period of pressure from the Cardiff Blues team. You can just see Leone Nakarawa coming in from an offside position there. Advantage was still being played. Rob Harley had previously been cautioned.
And that's both props coming off for Glasgow. Gordon Reid and Fagerson coming off. On for them, Jerry Yanutawa and Sila Puafisi. And we'll probably see young James Markham at some stage, Walter Markham's son. Navidi takes, Navidi makes ground, gets 5 or 6 metres. Williams has the blockers in front of him. Nicely up into the darkening sky. Murchie. Good ruck from his forwards. Nakarawa is stripped by Navidi. Counter-attack, Lilo has Fish running up that far side because that's not. Sam Johnson gives it back to Pyrgos, brought back in, and it's going to be a line out from where it was kicked. Pyrgos has just got cramp.
Yeah, just a wee momentum swing here, falling in the hands of Cardiff Blues. And again, you mentioned that name, the replacement open side who turned the ball over. And it was Josh Navidi. It's been quite a few weeks since the Glasgow skipper Henry Pyrgos played, and kind of feeling it.
Jerry Yanutawa looking pretty happy. Shows Puafisi, good line-out take. Into the middle. Patchell hits Lilo. Lilo comes careering back in the short angle on the 22. The big props get involved. Counter-attack, plucked out the air from Nakarawa. Nakarawa thinks he's at the Melrose Sevens. Offload to Yanutawa. To Puafisi. Could be a turnover. Very well won. Dan Fish. Oh, and just knocked on by Duncan Weir, but it's going to be still a penalty for the Blues.
I don't believe it's a penalty.
Good impact by the replacement prop forwards from Glasgow. Nakarawa, he's something else, isn't he, when he gets hold of the ball? He's going to be a sore loss for Glasgow. Look at this. Route 1 always makes space, and well, the support angles as well from Yanutawa, and then obviously Sila Puafisi. Lost ball there though. Again, that's the third turnover in the last few minutes. Stan Fish comes away from the ball. Duncan Weir got hands, knock on there. Glasgow Blues just looking like a little bit of a different team as well. You've got to understand as well that Rhys Patchell's moved from that full-back position up into the fly-half position. He's used the kicks a little bit more effectively. Josh Navidi off the bench has won ball on the ground, and suddenly things aren't as easy for Glasgow.
And BBC Alba will be bringing you Dumbarton versus Falkirk next week. Just as Henry Pyrgos goes off to be replaced by Mike Blair. And there's Henry Pyrgos playing his 100th game. And there's Mike Blair on.
Okay, let's go.
Got a very interesting Twitter feed. And Mike Blair now becomes captain. So, coming up to 60 minutes gone, halfway through the second half, 20 left. You would have thought the Warriors would want to increase on what they had and build upon what they had created in the first half. It's all gone a bit quiet. Bennett with that try that should have been. And Dambara is off the pitch, replaced by big Sam Johnston. And Cardiff Blues just trying to dominate the scrums, not dominating as easily now. Patchell straight onto it flat, pulls the ball out behind to Fish. He's taken in a great tackle by Duncan Weir. Williams looks up. It's always that man Turnbull. And looking to maul it. Swinson's got them all. And that was the strength of Tim Swinson, just making sure this never went down.
He's done well today, hasn't he? He's carried the ball well, he's passed, he's supported, he got a great try at the end of the second half, but Simone Favaro also threw his body over into that contact situation.
Is he wearing 14? Yeah, Tommy's gone.
On comes Glenn Bryce for Lee Jones. So Glenn Bryce goes on to the right wing. Jones comes off. Jones has done nothing wrong. This is big Glenn Bryce. Plenty of abrasion. Lots of experience on the pitch now too.
Yeah, very much so. Lee Jones, 10 out of 10 from him today. Done really, really well. Looked really sharp. He's been good on the wing today. He'll be pleased with his afternoon's work.
Crouch. Fine.
There's Reece Patchell. Looks much better when he's involved at 10. Scrum. Safe and secure. Pitch isn't breaking up too much. Warriors trying to walk it. Picked up by Nakarawa, gave it away though to Lewis Jones.
21, stop.
Good take by Muchie long over the head of Fish. Fish has Patchell. Fish looks up, left-footed, long diagonal kick, chased by Duncan Weir, but that's a very good kick. It makes territory. And it's all Cardiff, really, second half.
Very much so. Dan Fish has played a good game today. Always involved, always looking for work. I like a winger who comes off his work. And of course the sandpit that is Scotstoun now, really looking poor in many, many places.
Pressure line out, taken by Nakarawa. Favaro at the back. Favaro has it. Turnbull comes round. That looks suspiciously offside to me. The Welsh teams all defend mauls the same way. Well, he's actually pinged them for the second infringement. But Welsh teams, if you watch Alan Wynne-Jones, they come right in your side. They seal your maul off, and they immediately get there. So they don't arrive late. And we might watch this again. You call this. Here's the line out, straight line out.
Well, I find this illegal because there he is at the back. Then he spins around. Look at the way he's coming round the side. He's coming round from an offside position. He's not coming through the middle.
But that's what they try and do.
Yeah.
They try and spin round the person who's caught the ball.
Stephen, find out who the new Glasgow captain is, please. 21.
Glasgow Warriors, as I said, 3 games in hand over the leaders, but quite a few points off. And they'll be wanting to win some matches here. Swinson, Blair, Weir with a kick to the right-hand side for Bryce and for Murchie. Tapped back by Murchie. Picked up by Bryce. Bryce looking as though he's up for this as well. And that's a penalty coming. Well, he says he went through the middle, but the referee says he came in from the side. And if he does, that's cynical.
21.
Lewis Jones, the replacement scrum half.
Just have a word with the lads. There's a lot of chatter coming.
Okay, just a minute. Okay.
I always wonder what the captain says. He's been told to give an instruction. Do you think he goes and says, "There's a lot of chatter happening, please don't stop this"?
I'll go back and say, you heard about the Irish ref.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Good chase by Glasgow again. Duncan Weir has really mixed up his game well today.
He has, for a man who's, not the first choice 10 for Scotland. He's played well tonight. Great quick ball. Here he is. Here's Weir. Flat pass. Sam Johnson bludgeons up. Quick ball to that Porter setting up the maul. Nakarawa halfway through. They'd set them all up. Nakarawa does well. Brings that to ground. Turned over though. And Cardiff have it. Kick to space, there's nobody there. Back goes Murchie. Murchie looks up, he'll have Rory Hughes to his left and Johnson to his right. Here's Hughes. Hughes has Bennett. Bennett's hardly seen the ball. Second half, Hughes. Quick ball. Blair. Yanu Tower. Blair. Bryce. Oh, clever play by Bryce. For a big man, he certainly moves around quickly. Nakarawa's had his hands on the ball lots of times. Yanutawa clearing away. Blair. It is that trademark of what the Warriors do, the long pass. And big Robert Harley just could not hold that. So all this effort at the moment for naught for the Warriors.
Yeah, Swinson run the angle, gave the pass. It was a bit loopy. Harley couldn't latch onto it. And again, another example of just Glasgow. When they do get that quick ball, they've really put tempo into the game.
Okay. Play on.
They do some of the basics wrong. It's always that long ball, missing out a couple of people. Swinson through, and Harley just couldn't take it. But again, he was just hit with a shoulder charge by Popoate. He just, there was no tackle coming in, it was a shoulder charge.
Water off me. Let's go.
I think Townsend will be happy his team's winning, but he'll be disappointed that it should have been 3 tries, or they're looking for the 1 try for the bonus point.
Yeah, Glasgow haven't quite capitalised on a lot of the pressure they've had. Again, in the second half, there's not been much territory into that Cardiff Blues 22. The win certainly has been a bit of a factor, but again, Cardiff Blues have got themselves back into the game.
You're right, there's hardly been a phase of Warriors attack in the opposition danger area second half.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
We've talked a lot about Josh Navidi. It's interesting, he's actually packing down in that 8 position, John.
That's the first time that's happened today. Okay? Make it the last.
Puafisi saying he couldn't get a bind on there, the big tight head. So it's Yanutawa on the loose head, Puafisi tight head, Fraser Brown in the middle.
Crouch. Let's go. Bind.
And I can see big Scott Cummings on the touchline, just getting ready to come on, the big replacement, second row. Warriors then trying to get some movement on this. Instead, it's the Blues who've popped Fraser Brown up. This could be a penalty. It is. And there's a frailty to the Warriors scrum. There's a frailty. You know, you think of the Edinburgh front row, which is Dickinson, Ford and Nell, and that was the Warriors' Achilles heel in the last game between the two of them, that the Warriors front row maybe just is not as strong as it was.
Yeah. 1 and 2.
Yeah, certainly the dynamic has changed ultimately with Gordon Reid and Xander Fagerson, who started so strongly in the game, but more front row changes for the Cardiff Blues.
On comes Corey Domachowski, and yeah, it's going to be Ethan Lewis, I think, as well.
Number 2, Matthew Rees, and they're replaced by number 16, Ethan Lewis, and number 17, Corey Domachowski.
Yeah, Lewis and Domachowski on 1 and 2. Matthew Rees not happy he's being subbed, I think. Shakes his head, bit of a wry smile. The veteran hooker, wind behind him. Blues playing left to right against the Warriors. Lilo. Domachowski playing that one pass game. Macaulay Cook. Oh, sneaking all the way through. Lewis Jones. Domachowski. Cardiff Blues going for the short route. Lewis Jones to Patchell. Patchell pulls it in behind. Man tackled by Nakarawa. Jones. Jones again. Patchell. Patchell accelerates, steps on the accelerator. Better play from Cardiff. Turnbull. Again Jones. Patchell. Patchell halfway through. Fish from the left wing. Tackled by Hughes. Re-ruck by the Blues. So the Warriors have this. Blair. Blair looks up, gives it to Favaro. Favaro feints, takes the ball up. Great tackling by Glasgow Warriors. Blair being told to get this away pretty quickly. Swinson collides forward. Blair calls for that block to his right. He can kick in behind it. It's kind of sloppy kick by Blair standard. It'll be a line out to the Cardiff Blues.
Very good attack by the Cardiff Blues, really putting this team under pressure. Fish had actually got some soft hands there and released on the outside. Blues could have been over in the corner on a 2-1, but Swinson again making a nuisance of himself. The turnover, so crucial in this phase of play, and Blair eventually tidies up and clears.
Okay, well, it's the next generation coming on now, because we now have young Scott Cummings coming on at second row for Tim Swinson. There he is, matching. I've already seen him play a couple of times. Very good player.
Yeah, the Scotland under-20 captain as well. And
Fraser Brown off, and it's going to be young James Markham, son of the former Glasgow Warriors captain himself, Walter Markham. 9 minutes to either expand the lead or hold on. Nakarawa's right through. Nakarawa doing his best to mess things up. Turnbull to Patchell into heavy traffic.
No advantage, there's a knock on by Black over here.
Yeah, it's been a great game.
Yeah, it has been a very
Really
good game actually. Even the
game.
second half, fascinating. The dynamics of the Cardiff Blues have completely changed with good substitutions, with Patchell going into 10. And the thing about Patchell is when he picks up the ball, he picked it up there on that occasion, he actually beats the first tackler. He gets across the gain line and he offers something a little bit more in terms of his support runners.
Do you know, when you watch Scott Cummings run, he's an athlete. He's a big man, but he's got that very quick loping stride. He can get good cadence, good acceleration.
Yeah, the Scotland under-20s in action in Cumbernauld Stadium. Braidwood Stadium, sorry. Next week on Friday night.
Blues have. Looks to me as though this is I thought the Warriors had that scrum. Good running from Blaine Scully into midfield. Patchell long ball. Fish. Oh, it's a kick and chase. This could be a try for the Blues, and pretty sure he is. The Fish has got that. That is a very well worked try. It crashed into midfield, then Fish followed his own kick through, and you can tell by the absolute silence here that that's a nail in the Warriors' hopes.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here, but that was a well-crafted try by the Cardiff Blues side. Just good running right on the tackle line, sorry, the gain line. Fish, I think he got downward pressure on this. Yeah.
Okay, that looks good.
So Mark Bennett will look at the way he grounded it, but Fish has been a thorn in the flesh for Glasgow, hasn't he?
Played well. You know, we've been watching Fish play a long time, when he used to come, I think, to Firhill, and he's always had speed, and that was just a simple little kick and chase. So the Cardiff Blues tails up 20 points to 8, could be 20 points to 10 if Patchell gets this. 7 minutes left. Patchell then just charts the trajectory of the ball in the air. 1, 2, 3, right-footed, and he's pulled it. So it's still a 12-point game, still a 2-score game.
Yeah, Fish hooking one over the line here. Little dab kick, ducks it down. Nice play by this Cardiff Blues team. Angles were good here. Look at the flat line running. They drew that Glasgow defence up, the little dink kick through. And Blues looking a different team from the one that played in the first half.
And maybe as well Patchell at 10. You know, Patchell is policing things and marshalling things at 10. Oh, it could be trouble.
No, Garen Smith, well, he got penalised for coming in the wrong entry this time. It's so difficult, isn't it?
That's a soft penalty. He's going for the ball as well. He's trying to jump for the ball. Then
his eyes are on the ball. He's going for it.
I don't think that's taken him out of the air. I'm sorry, ref, but I think that's a penalty that shouldn't have been given.
I'd agree with you, John.
He jumped for the ball, found himself in what he thought was a battle for the ball, and The side effect was the Warriors breaking. Anyway, 5 minutes left. More up against the depleted Cardiff Blues. Warriors being shuttered to touch, but they've got a drive on. They're over the line. It's a try. Oh, you can tell they're happy. That's Simone Favaro. Favaro, who must have started that ball and finished it. That's the 3rd try. Could they possibly get one more?
Watch the quality of the line-out throw. James Malcolm absolutely nailed his man, Rob Harley. And the back row in unison. Look at this, sharp to the front. The drive was good, the legs were pumping, the body line alignment was absolutely superb. Technically, that is a great try, straight off the training paddock, but good execution.
Well spotted, sneaky wee throw with no jump, and then strong enough maul to not succumb to the wheel. Well spotted, Scott.
And it's the first time we've seen Glasgow in the 22 putting pressure on that Glasgow Blues team. Sorry, Cardiff Blues team.
Well, it's a kick, and the disappointing thing for the Warriors will be they know that if Bennett had just touched that ball down, it would have been 4 tries. That would have been the 4th try. Simone Favaro.
Just a quick word on Duncan Weir. I know he was released from the Scotland setup. He's come back in and he's played with aplomb over the last 3 games for this Glasgow team. He's really made them tick, and his mastery and command of performance has been excellent, matched with his wonderful goal kicking.
Change for the Cardiff Blues office.
Nakarawa.
On to replace him is 22, Gareth Smith.
We're hearing that he's man of the match, Scott, so you picked right. Favaro, it's in behind Weir. They're looking for this 4th try. Long pass. Bennett shows it inside, doesn't make too much ground. They have it. Murchie. Blair. Favaro head down. 2 or 3 meters. Blair. Weir, shorter ball to Cummings. Blair, they're so organised, the Warriors, aren't they? Everything they do is organised. Nakarawa, just that almost sometimes unlikely handoff. Blair can't get it quite back. Rory Hughes was. Well, as you suggested, we're just hearing that the man of the match is going to be that man, Duncan Weir.
Well, quite right too. He's done very well, hasn't he? Well, Glasgow, I'm sure that the Scots and faithful would love to see this Glasgow team score 1 more try. Cardiff Blues, however, they've come out in this second half, they stuck to the guns. They were a far better team in the second half than they were in the first half.
Isn't it remarkable that they score a try, then immediately concede a try? So often the case in rugby, you score your points, then next minute the Warriors are up your end and scoring a try of themselves, for themselves.
Fine. Set.
Lewis Jones, Navidiot number 8. Good strong running by Blaine Scully. Calling for the maul.
Let it go! Let it go! Let it go! Thank you.
Well, the Warriors have been told to let it go. I think this could be a card as well. Because he was shouting, it's a tackle, let it go.
I asked you to release him. Yep.
Patchell accelerating the game. We've only got, what, 1.5 minutes left.
Thanks, Ian.
Could be the last line out of the game, Scott Hastings. And the last thing Warriors want to do is give away a score now.
Yeah. Bruce Patchell encouraging his team. I always say you can take something out of a game of rugby, no matter what level it is. Good attendance from the Scotsman faithful, 6,492. Obviously missing a few with Mothering Sunday, John.
Yeah, I think so, quite rightly too. Okay, Cardiff Blues. One last big attempt for a try. They look strong, they look as though they're over the line, and the referee's there. It is a try, you can tell again by the deafening silence. A try to the Cardiff Blues in the last minute of the game, and they jog back happily to almost nobody making any noise.
Yeah, the Glasgow Warriors, they'll be disappointed with their sloppiness, I think, within the second half. That'll mean that Gregor Townsend, I'm sure, will have plenty to talk about.
Well, there's time for a kick-off. There's a time for them to come back. They can't win the game. Here's the try, full speed.
Yeah, well executed. They were tight there on the drive. Glasgow didn't get enough bodies round the back, but good drive here at the back. Big second row there. All the way from the back.
Well, the Blues have again. They're counter-attacking. There's a Warriors player down. Fish, sledgehammer of a handoff for a little man. Patchell, Navidi, lovely delayed pass. This could be Domachowski, is it? Rory Hughes is on that ball. Rory Hughes taken away. Cardiff up for the cup, as they say. Taufo Felice, the big prop, is on the pitch. Fish. Warriors all hands to the deck in extra time now, and the time will play on. It's a penalty.
Yeah, they're really chasing the bonus points. Such urgency within the game.
Within 7 points, and they get a point. Turnbull hands a man off, loose pass. Rory Hughes is on Patchell. Cardiff need to score to get within 7. Need a try. Good acceleration by Ethan Lewis. Lewis posted deep. Much more of the Blues in this game. Glasgow Warriors falling off tackles. They've got bodies out this side. Ellis Jenkins it was. Again, Turnbull to Patchell. Patchell's through a hole. Blues still have men to the right. Lots of men. Turnbull, did that go backwards? It went back the way. Play on, says the referee. Howls of derision, looking for 5 points to spoil everyone's party.
19.
It's going to be a sin bin. Scott Cummings, sin binned. So a man just on the pitch being sin binned. No time for the line out, says the referee.
Scrum would be a good option for them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I give the warning earlier on. No, not the so.
Well, Blues trying their best to spoil this Glasgow Warriors performance this afternoon. And they're playing well in this second half. They've put Glasgow under pressure in this second half. They've been a different team.
They have. So if they score the try, 27-20s within. It's Cummings offside, that was in there. And that's the penalty. Cummings, and he was offside. He looked to have been offside.
I actually thought Harley was the man offside first of all. Funnily enough.
Well, the Warriors are a man down, and time will keep playing. If you're the Cardiff Blues, you would try and walk this scrum and get another scrum. Because you've got 8 men against 7.
I would also attack the blind side.
Now they're playing. Good scrum by Warriors. Patchell. Short ball. Turnbull has been everywhere.
Black away! Black release! Black away!
Patchell. Domachowski. Felice. Well, I said that was a flying ruck from Domachowski. Robert Harley doing his best to disrupt. Oh, why did he kick the ball away? Now, if you were hit, it's going to be a penalty. Playing on again, says the referee. The crowd is not happy at all. Quickly taken by Fish. Fish has Navidi. Good tackle. Opoate to Patchell. Patchell to Turnbull. Patchell. All hands to the deck here in Warriors defence. Cardiff Blues looking for that 5 points that would give them a losing bonus point away from home. Navidi. More pressure. Oh, this is bad tackling on Gareth Smith. They fire it left. Navidi, this could be, oh no, it's going to be a walk-in try. Oh boy, that is a very well worked try by the Cardiff Blues. They just kept the ball playing. They got pace and impetus and tempo late into the game, and with the Warriors a man down, this is a good try, Scott Hastings.
Absolutely, and they'll take an awful lot from this game. Cardiff Blues have played their part in this game in this second 40. How patient were they to find the space? They knew if they retained the possession they could find it. They're a man up, a walk-in try. Well, Glasgow will be so disappointed to have not finished the game on a high. But the Blues have played their part.
They have. Great game. Very glad we brought it to you here for BBC Alapa. John Beattie and Scott Hastings at Scotstoun. This is going to be the last piece of action. They've got the bonus point, and it's a 5 point margin that could go, it's a 7 point margin that could go to a 5 point margin. So Rhys Patchell then, long, high, slightly inaccurate, and the final whistle goes for a game that saw the Warriors cruising into a first half lead and then scoring a try of their own, but the Cardiff Blues coming right back into it.
Yeah, a little bit of sloppiness at the end, and it was quite poignant there that the camera focused in on Mark Bennett, who dropped the ball over the line in that first half. But Glasgow played well in the first 40 minutes. They took the game away from the Cardiff Blues. Blues fully credited to the comeback in that second half, and they've made it an entertaining encounter.
Yes, it's been a cracking game, but in the end, not the result the Warriors wanted. They've got the win, but they wanted the bonus point win, and it's going to be harder to get all the way up there to compete for these places in the knockout stage. There's Favara. He realises that it was a game that could have gone so much better for them. But you can hear the referee's actually getting booed as he comes off the pitch, but I'm not sure the referee was completely to blame here. Mike Blair brought a modicum of class and quality at the end. And there's the boos ring out around Scotstoun for the referee. Actually, it wasn't him, it was the players who kind of let this slip through their fingers.
Yeah, Chris Vasaro there. But Warriors, well, they've still got a chance to qualify for that top four, and they played some cracking rugby this afternoon at Scotstoun. So let's not take that away, whilst the home support will be disappointed that they conceded those two tries at the end and allowed Cardiff Blues to take something away. Then it was important that they came away with a victory in the first place, and undoubtedly that first half was where the pattern was played.
Okay, Scott Hastings, thank you very much, and thank you to you for watching. This is the BBC Alapa Red Button English language commentary. The game finished Glasgow Warriors 27, Cardiff Blues 20.